I can't bring myself to care! I can't bring myself to care. Hey everybody, I'm Griffin here, and welcome back to Flinthook, the game that fucking slaps, dude. This music is nuts. Alright. We're continuing with the fact that I'm bad. Like, I got to this point without doing, like, anything, and yet... I think we're just going. I think this is where we're going with. I don't know what lockdown is. I don't know what half this stuff is, but don't care. We're doing it. We're gonna see if I can not die, because, you know, not dying is the way to go. Ah, loading screen. Alright, away we go. I mean, this feels like the same thing to do first. Alright, so we still took some damage, but that was annoyingly close. Alright, away we go. So I think this is healing, and this is max health. Damn. I was right. I thought I was wrong. Oh, that's got a key on it. Alright, let's do the thing where we go for this side. Alright, so hazards are really bad for me. Oh, I have a key. Why do I have a key? What's this? I can't afford it, so it doesn't matter. Oh, fuck me, dude. Alright, well, we can't afford that, so... Okay, much easier to traverse the other direction. I'm annoyed by how much damage I took, but... Alright, don't have a key. I realized too late that this was a wall jumping exercise. I am dead. I'm so dead. I lost track of where the hell I was. Because I kept getting bounced. That was a horrible run. Just get me to the next run. Let's just fucking go. I don't want to... Okay, Doomed Sanctuary sounds interesting. God damn it, I'm dumb. I thought those were just rings. Problem is, this is probably the correct direction. Oh god! Okay, willing to jump off platforms. Now I know. Not happy about that, I'm not gonna lie. It does seem likely that I've gone the wrong direction. But if I go back now, then I'll be wrong. Ow. Okay, what the hell? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go all the way back down this. Okay, the other guns are gone now. I wasn't sure if they just kept stacking because that would get incredibly difficult. Ooh. Yeah, this is gonna be the boss fight. Okay, this isn't, but... I'm just gonna go back now. I'm gonna go back now because I don't want to have to deal with this in a minute. Did I actually take any damage there? I don't know if I did. We did take some damage there, but... it's okay. Alright, away we go. I legitimately don't know what either of these do. Okay. That's actually incredibly annoying. I do wish that they had descriptions on those. Like, there's no reason why those shouldn't have descriptions on them. Gotta stop jumping into everything. Oh, come on! The lack of iframes in this game is one of the is a truly frustrating thing. Like, I get it, but like, man, it feels like there's no iframes. I mean, more experience is nice, but having 80 max hit points just means that I'm gonna die. I mean, we're never gonna get back. Well, okay, we'll get back to full health. But like, one room of hazards is gonna deal 60 damage to us, and we're gonna die in combat in the next room. This is my prediction. I'm still not sure what the stuff means. I don't know what this is, but fuck it. I don't know. I think, as much as I'm enjoying this game, the fundamental flaw that I'm finding with it is there's just a little bit too much left unexplained. Because that doesn't seem to be the shtick of the game. Like, the game does a lot of explaining of a lot of things. It just leaves a weird amount of stuff unexplained. Like, why not descriptions on the tokens that I was looking at? Like, it feels like there wasn't any particular reason for it to be that way. But that's just how it is. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Okay. Fuck me. I feel like there was no way that I could do that correctly because I just died. Oh, come on! That hitbox, I'm not gonna say it didn't hit me, because it hit me, but I was trying to move away from it and just did not, so... we're giving this one more go. I feel very... I feel very sad about how much I'm starting to dislike this game. Because I don't think I'm not good at this game. I'm definitely not good at it, but I'm not bad at it either. I just, there are just some rooms that are just incredibly obnoxious and just deal a ton of damage to you. And there's not much you can do against it. And perhaps there's this whole thing of well, if you're running the right perks. And it's like, yeah, but there's a larger discussion to be had when your reaction to this isn't fun is you're running the wrong perks. What the actual fuck? Do not run me into that. Okay. This room is probably not as bad as it looks, is what I will say. Getting up it will be annoying, but... I'll get that money later. There was one that had laser lattice as a thing. I didn't think it was this one. I missed a bottle back there, but whatever. Oh, God. See, that's just insult to injury. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna get the heal anyway, but... goddamn, that feels shitty. Why? It's so hard to notice that. The problem is I was enjoying this game and I'm just noticing more and more flaws. Where's the tell that that's about to fire? It doesn't exist. Yeah, tight hitboxes and interesting jumping puzzles are not the forte of this game. The engine they've built is not good for it. I think that was our bonus for doing it flawlessly, because I do have that unlocked. Come on. Ugh. Thank you so much, game. If you get trapped in there, you are hosed. Eh. There's some extra money in there that I could have maybe gotten. And what's over here? Of course. Fuck off. I can't bring myself to care! I can't bring myself to care. Alright. I'm making an audible here. This is the last episode of this game. It looks like I'm rage quitting, but honestly, I'm finding, like, the first levels were engaging and interesting. Like, but here's the thing. The combat of this game is subpar. It's subpar. Like, there's not a lot of interesting stuff going on. Like, you don't, like, the upgrades we've seen for the gun were giant bullet and more range. We haven't seen anything more interesting than that. Is it possible stuff more interesting than that exists? Sure, but we haven't seen it yet, and that, to me, says I don't really, like, eh. The platforming of this game, also subpar. Like, don't get me wrong, it's got interesting ideas. Like, the whole bubbles that you need to hook to prevent them from, you know, taking or so that they can take damage, and like some enemies that guard other enemies. Like, there are recycled ideas in there that work, and there's some new ideas that add a little bit of spice in it, but overall it's wrapped into this package that's not great. It's not bad, it's just not exceptional. And I think that's where this game falls on its face. The rooms that are combat feel incredibly samey. Incredibly samey. There are some different types of enemies, to be sure, but the bosses were interesting. The bosses were interesting. I'll give them that. Like, they were some decent bosses. But the platforming to deal with, like, the fact that there were multiple times that I threw a hook to pop a bubble and it just pulled me straight into an enemy. Like, the one that just happened where I don't know why. I did panic there. I fired it at the bubble because I thought I had gotten the killing shot. Like, I fired some shots up, right? I'd hit him. I thought maybe the last shot would have killed him, but it didn't. I was still, like, going for the, I'm about to get hit in the face by these things because they're trapping me in a corner. I need to hope that that died and went. But then I grappled and just pulled myself into it. But there have been times where it's been a bubble that I've been allowed to pop, that I've tried to pop, and I've hit something not that bubble. And say what you will, the way that this cursor is limited around your character makes that a problem. Like, it actively makes that a problem. Because as you move, that cursor moves as well. And while I understand that that does make some interesting and good use of your character, overall I think that's bad. And I'm actually incredibly curious. Is there an options anywhere? there has to be an options, right? Like, there's a fucking options, right? Like, if I start this, if I can turn that off, I will give this game some credence. But we're gonna start some easy play so I can point out what I mean. Okay. Hey, yeah, I don't know how to get to these options outside of this. Okay, it looks like no, I can't turn that off. Cool. So if I take my mouse and put it over here, and then walk, it drags this. It drags it positionally relative to your character. And honestly, I don't like that. Like, just straight up, I don't like it. I know why they did it, because it makes some sense, right? But it makes you do stupid stuff with your mouse. And honestly, it needs to be an option that you can turn off. Because I like being able to set my mouse on an enemy and strafe them. And now I can't do that. I have to track on this light. And yeah, I can kind of do it. But it's not a skill that A, is practiced, or B, is terribly useful. Because most other games don't do that. Like, it's supposed to keep this within your range of effect, and I get that. But I think it actually hurts the game that this is always on and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, the platforming is okay, but like, you can hit stuff that's outside of your effective range a little bit, which I guess is okay. But yeah, like, the platforming isn't like, yeah, okay, we got wall jumps, cool, but the rooms that they're trying to use the platforming on, they don't feel interesting. They don't do anything particularly great. They don't do anything horribly wrong. Yeah, like, that's the thing, is like, this game isn't a bad game. It's just, I feel like when I first played it, and it was going well, and I wasn't running into the problem before the sameness of it all hit, I was really enjoying it, and I was looking forward, like, I was looking forward to doing like an infinite run and trying to do stuff like that, but as I said, in the middle of that combat, I just can't bring myself to care. I just can't bring myself to care, and I think that's the most unfortunate part, is like, there is clearly some good stuff going on with this game. I guess I don't really care about this level up system. Like, the black market system is interesting. The picking your perks at the start it's a cool little like point buy system. Like, I get that. I see that, I get it, I'm okay with it. Like, I feel like some of the challenges could be interesting, but like, there's clearly some lore going on here that's also kind of interesting. Like, the world that they've built here is good, the music is great, I love the visuals, but the actual content of the game just leaves a little bit to be desired. It's just a little bit too repetitive for a game that is, in and of itself, incredibly repetitive. Like, and the thing is, you can pull it off. Like, Enter the Gungeon, I could go play that right now. And that is a game that has a lot of repetition, but the things that aren't repetitive are what make the game interesting from iteration to iteration. And I just don't see that here. I just don't see it, and I wish I did. I wish I did. Because it feels like it could, should, would be a great game if there was just a little bit more variance. And that again comes back to what the game designers wanted out of this game. If they did not want more of a roguelike, or if they didn't want more, I mean, it's a roguelike because you can buy stuff and improve as you go. But if they didn't want it to be as random, they wanted it to be a little bit more skill based. I think that that's probably what they did, and I think that is relatively accurate. I just think that for what I'm looking for in a game, it just doesn't match up with my style, and it doesn't hold my interest. Like, the way things are difficult in this game is by just being asinine. That sounds very scathing, but like, that room that did like 60 damage to us because the platforms were in an awkward situation, like, okay, maybe I need to see that room 30 more times and then I can execute it perfectly, and that's the challenge, right? But that's not what I find interesting in this type of game. I don't want one room to be something that I have to master just to be able to get through without taking damage. The challenge being something else rather than the room itself. And maybe that makes platformers a bad choice for me. I guess most of the games that I enjoy aren't platformers. There are a couple that are, but none that are exclusively platformers. And I feel like this game is intended to have a lot of a platformy feel to it. So that very well could be part of it. But I think overall, like, the fact that I had to collect 5 of those stupid ghost tokens before I could fight the boss this time around, like, I assume, based on this, that there's one more boss and then it's infinite. So this one, and then infinite. And weirdly, I guess that's difficulty, isn't it? Yeah, the first symbol is difficulty. And on top of this, I feel like there's also a lack of explanation that is weirdly uncharacteristic. There's a very strong tutorial. It's honestly, it's a good tutorial. I just look at it and there's a bunch of other stuff like, oh yeah, pick between one of these 2 tokens. Fuck you, we're not telling you what they do, but pick one of them. When the rest of the game explains a lot of it, like, the perk cards in the thing, in the store, tell you what the perk is. Like, these are the weird things that just strike me as incredibly odd. Like, it's just that simple. It's odd. It's weird. Very inconsistent with what I came to expect from the rest of the game. But yeah, I think this is gonna be the last episode of this one. I can't, maybe I'll play it on stream at some point, but honestly, I'm not. As I said, I can't bring myself to care about this game. And that's unfortunate because I wanted to. And at the start, I was bought in. But by the time we reach this boss, I don't. Like, and that's the 3rd boss. It's the 3rd boss. I feel like this is the actual goal of how to play the game. And the rest of these are just, like, supposed to be learning. So yeah, it's just weird. Like, we don't tell you what the ship stuff means. We don't tell you what these tokens mean, but we tell you everything else. It's very weird. As I said, the platforming is okay and not exceptional. The combat, honestly, the combat's barely average. The control scheme, it fits with the style that I would expect from the game, but it doesn't have a way to turn it off. Like, it doesn't. It is uncompromising, is really what I think it comes down to. But, I mean, I gotta give them credit for pretty much everything else. Like, this game builds a solid atmosphere. It's got really good theming. The art is great. The music's fantastic. It feels like there's a story here. There's some good theming. I cannot bring myself to care. And I've said it 100 times. Oh, maybe not 100, but we're getting close. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, for better or for worse. But either way, I hope you did enjoy this episode. I will see you next week with something new. I have no idea what. I haven't decided. I was not expecting this to be the last episode of this game, but you know what? As I've said in the past, and I will say again, the reason I play games is to have fun, and if I'm not having fun, I shouldn't be playing the game. And the fun of this game for me was not what I expected it to be. And the longer runs and the more difficult stuff just did not hold appeal. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you next time, and until then, keep your gears turning.